And that is, since I've been on YouTube, there's been a lot of division. I think we have one of the best and worst fan bases in the National Football League. The reason I think we have one of the best is because there is no team fan base that's like ours. We've one of the original teams who've never been in a Super Bowl. We don't have a Super Bowl, but yet we keep coming back, right? And Dern, you and all the stuff I hear on the internet and the stuff that I've been through the last 3 years with this team, right? Yeah, you did. You did, One Pride. I'm feeling like kind of we got to make a decision, right? We got it's always been battles on YouTube. In 2019, I was not the same guy. I was not the same guy, right? Y'all was I know Dern wasn't around. It was a lot of y'all, but One Pride 40, he was around. He was around. I wasn't the same guy. There's nothing this team could say that would make me believe in them at all. I was livid when they fired Jim Caldwell. I was upset when I knew it was Matt Patricia. I think the whole world, Bob Quinn projected long before he fired Jim Caldwell that Matt Patricia was going to be the hire. And I remember saying, it might be time for me to walk away because you just felt that he was going to kill this team, right? So I went from I call myself Mike Valenti, the black Mike Valenti, because anything they said, I was going to rip them up, right? One Pride said if they hired Vrabel, it would have been a different story. I literally have a YouTube video on the Gridiron Blitz that said I would have preferred Mike Vrabel. Just to a reference point here, Mike Vrabel and Matt Patricia were hired at the same time, the same year. Mike Vrabel is phenomenal. He might have been an actual Patriot that helped this team, right? But I have watched this fan base go back and forth, YouTubers battling, media battling. And I'm just saying to myself, now, I don't consider myself a fan of the Detroit Lions. I'm not a Detroit Lions fanatic. Fan comes from the word fanatic, and I am not a fanatic about anything. I am not fanatical in anything. Fanatical is when you need bullets to stop you, right? I'm not that, okay? However, I love this team. They represent me. They represent my city. They represent Detroit. And it's going to be nothing sweeter for us as a fan base than when they win. I'm telling you, we talked about it yesterday. It's going to be unlike anything you've ever felt. Getting married, your kids being born, whatever it is, it's going to be a different feeling than any of those things, right? But I feel like we got to pick a side. You're either going to walk away, and Dern, this is not at you. This is me, other fans. You either going to walk away or you're going to stick around. The Fords are not selling the team. That's not going to happen. Right? They're not going to do it. People bought $150 cutouts to sit in an empty stadium during COVID. They're not going to sell the team. You have two divides in this fan base. It is exactly what Nick said, delusional and loyal. I think the loyal fans, they want us to win. They get frustrated. They want to walk away, but they don't. We all know that no matter how this season goes, what's going to happen? We right back at it next year because the Detroit Lions are deeper than the game of football. That's what they are. So I think it's time for Detroit Lions fans to pick a side. You either on or you off. You can complain. You can be mad. You can be sad. You can be whatever. You can be upset. But it's either you on or you off. Take the good with the bad. If you're going to walk away, walk away. Do not watch them. Do not watch me. Do not read anything about them. Because it's harder than you think. If you walk away, which I do, there are people that really hate this team, but they still watch my videos. They still watch. They watch to criticize, right? Now, this is not me being a delusional Kool-Aid drinker. This is me. I went through the grief of this team sucks. And I'm going to this, you know what, y'all? You know why I'm saying this? Because I had my moment. I'm going to tell you because y'all don't know. This was my moment. In 2020, I'm making videos on my other channel. I'm yelling at the camera. Y'all see how I do, right? And for me, this is a true story. If the Detroit Lions do not fire Bob Quinn along with Matt Patricia at the same time, I was done. There is no channel. There is no more talking about them. I was not going to come back until Bob Quinn was fired. So I wasn't done for life, but I was going to pause it out. Because if Sheila would have done that, she would have said, we don't care that we put you through this. We're going to keep the man that fired the man that hired the man that we just fired. Right? And I would have been, that for me would have been enough. Dave said I watched that video. So you've been around a long time, Dave. Sheila didn't come until 2020. Correct. But in 2019, after the 3-13-1 season, she put out matter of fact, she put out an open letter to fans. An open letter to fans saying that we expect more. Basically, we are looking to be better. Y'all remember that open letter to fans? So at that point, I'm like, nope, we've seen this. We've seen her dad. We've seen her mom. We've seen 30 years of the way they're doing things, right? Okay, I thought that was Sheila. That was Sheila. Because Sheila took over. Somebody Google, when did Sheila take over? Either way, it didn't matter. But I thought that was Sheila, One Pride. Because Sheila took over. Sheila, but here's the thing, whether it was Sheila or Martha, okay? Nick says, I walked away in 2019, came back in 2020 like an addict. Nick, 2019 was the 3-13-1 season. Okay? And this is why I say what I say. We talked about it yesterday. You can't not root for the Detroit Lions to lose for them to win. You cannot have it both ways. I don't understand how a fan base can root for their team to lose because they think it's going to help them get better. But if they do lose when they thought they was going to get better, they're upset. So, case in point, you tank so you can pick Bryce Young. If you're happy when they losing now, why are you going to be mad when they get Bryce? That's not what a fan does to me. So if whether or not One Pride 40, it was Martha or Sheila who was responsible for Matt Patricia getting fired was Sheila Hanford at the time, right? If she doesn't fire them both, I walk away. And I return when he's gone. I was going to boycott them until he was fired, right? I don't understand, and that's another thing, and we'll wrap this segment up because it's something else I want to talk about. We're so finicky. Losing sucks. Losing is the worst. And I hear tank for Tua in 2019. I hear tank for Bryce. If I was happy that we didn't get the first pick, I was happy that the Detroit Lions went out there and beat Mars Attack Big Head Aaron Rodgers. And I would do it all over again. Losing sucks. Why would you want to keep doing it? When has losing ever turned into winning? It doesn't. Drafting correctly does. Plugging holes in free agency, running the organization right does. Losing does not equal winning. Period. Sheila took over in 2020, put out the letter, and put the win now expectations on.